In Hypixel Skyblock, the dungeon hub races are an aspect of the game that nobody looks at twice. Made up of the crystal core, precursor ruins, and giant mushroom, the dungeon hub races are an aspect of the game that most players will go to once or twice to get the talisman, and never again. I, however, am not your average player. I'm someone who has spent hundreds of attempts and dozens of hours to get the top of a leaderboard that two people bother enough to care about. But if you aren't wasting your time, are you even playing Hypixel Skyblock? So here's the story of how I spent 500 million coins and dozens of hours to get the top of a leaderboard that nobody cares about. It all started 6 months ago when my friend Tyler messaged me about his dungeon hub times. I forgot the exact message, but it went something like this. Yo, Tekka, I bet you can't beat my dungeon hub race times. Now at the time, Tyler was 6th or 7th on the dungeon hub leaderboard, a leaderboard in which I had never completed a single run of this race, it being the precursor rune race. In general, the races were simple. You get to the end, then back to the start as fast as possible. With things like the AOTV and grappling hook, it isn't that hard to get a fast time. However, to get a time under 2 seconds, it seemed unfathomable. But that wouldn't stop me. You see, me and Tyler have been in competition with each other for almost a year now. So when he challenged me for this leaderboard position, I knew that I had to get it. After doing some quick research, I found out that most of the people on the leaderboard at the time were using a pearl hanging method, in which you would throw a pearl at both the start and finish to land nearly in sync and teleport back and forth nearly instantly. I, however, from grinding a death set of Redia, had remembered a little. After doing this for about an hour, I had done it. I had beaten Tyler. But not only had I beaten Tyler, I had beaten everybody else who has run this race. This victory had led to a spike in my motivation, and I was more motivated than ever. From that moment, I had decided to get first place in all of the other races. However, the Crystal Core race was not going to be as easy. You see, for the first race, all I had to do was throw a pearl directly upwards in Sin Seeker. However, for this race, I couldn't. The ceiling of the ender pressure plate was way too low, most definitely not high enough to throw a pearl. So I decided to mess around with the angles, throwing it nearly horizontally rather than directly vertically. And after a while of messing around with angles, I had found what I believed to be the correct spot. It allowed for me to throw a pearl directly onto the pressure plate, and while I was landing, I could Sin Seeker Scythe. After an hour of attempts, I had done it. I had gotten the world record by a single millisecond. And while we're on the topic of milliseconds, do you know what else takes a millisecond? Clicking the subscribe button. Because I'm giving away 100 mil at 1,000 subscribers, so you should subscribe now. Even after spending dozens of hours and countless of attempts trying to get the world record in the final race, I was unable to do it. After spending a month trying, this was my best run yet.
I'm not gonna do that, you know. I wanna blow up my farms, actually.
Wait! No! Oh, it's PB
Why?
though, it's PB. I was stuck at 16th place in the leaderboard. A month passed without me doing more attempts, and I was running out of ideas. That's when I met a man named IMIV. Now, you might know who IMIV is from the refraction video, the one of him one-tapping tier 4 blazes. But for this story, the only major thing is that he showed a use for the tactical insertion. Now, the tactical insertion, it wasn't even an item that crossed my mind. It was like a second Sin Seeker Scythe, only it teleported you back after 3 seconds rather than 1. But the biggest benefit to it was that it had 6 tick marks that marked how far along it was before the teleportation. The tick marks from the tactical insertion were helpful because it gave me a timer to know how long until I had to Sin Seeker. This would allow for much more consistency over the pearl hanging method that I was using before, in which I would have to estimate when to use the Sin Seeker Scythe. And this consistency helped, because as you might have been able to tell in one of my earlier clips, I was getting back and forth near instantly. The only thing holding me back was pressure plate update time, which basically means in a perfect server you would be soft locked to a 1.95 second time. However, if the game happens to lag as you step on the pressure plate, then the game ticks will be registered differently, and it will allow you to get a lower time. This consistency seemed to pay off near instantly, because not too long later, I got this run.
dying. What the fuck?
Yes! 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 Let's go! Oh my god! You might be thinking, well, Tekka, shouldn't the video be over now? Well, not exactly. The other day, I got on Skyblock, only to be DM'd near instantly by one of my friends that one of my times, the Crystal Core racing specifically, was beaten. However, due to the new tactical insertion strategy and the faster resetting potential, with more consistent runs, I was able to roll a good server and get this time.
So you guys know our giraffe pets?
I've not heard.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my fucking god! Oh my god! What? Oh my god! And that's it. That's the story of how I became the greatest racer in Hypixel Skyblock. If you watched the whole video, you might as well subscribe. You probably like it if you've watched this far. And while you're at it, like the video as well so I know to make more content like this.